So NoMa, where it came from, I think that's something. So we did a lot of research to understand what is it. So it's actually NoMad. NoMad is what? North of Madison Square Park. So which is in New York City. So there is a bit of history. This is the inspiration where our project come about. So I thought that we take this short time to actually share with you what is this all about. So there's a bit of history. There's a bit of let me just show you a little bit more. Back then, right? Even Teddy Roosevelt, even a lot of the famous people and all were attracted to this area. But if you notice back then, there are a lot of like culture, nightlife especially and all. Then you see it boasted by nearly, okay, nothing to hide, okay? Because I want you to relate what we are now at, which is NoMa soon. Okay, so now we're talking about NoMad in New York City. Back then, can you see, even they call it the Satan Circle, which hosted 50 brothels. Okay? Is there a relationship later on? Okay, so keep that in thought. Then, now what has happened? This is the inspiration. NoMad has changed. Has now more fashion, museum of fashion. You have more, the wholesale shops are still there, but enhanced with more higher end, classy, branded stuff, shops, and a lot of designers and all now love to be in this area. Right? So things have changed over time. So this is the story of NoMad. So now we are in NoMa. Can you see the relationship? Okay, so NoMa is our project that today we spend this short time to introduce to you. Our NoMa is spelled with a capital N and a capital M. Okay, NoMa. So it's inspired by the Nomad district, in case you are wondering where we get this term. Then we also do the same, right? Now we are in Singapore, NoMa. Back then, if you read about Geylang, okay, these are all in URA portal. You can see they have settlements there. They started from agriculture. Then later on, there were shops coming out and also activities and all. Again, with they have a mixture of people doing businesses there and all. Then the entertainment scene come in. You know, this then. So I show you also very recent, right? 2014. Then the master plan. So residential and institutions were set from the Lorong 2 to Lorong 24, thereabouts, right, to 22. So if you see what has happened over time, master plan. So this is a 2014 master plan. So where are we located? We are located right smack here, 331 Guillemard Road, which is actually just down straight. You reach the Old Airport Hawker Center. So NoMa is situated at Guillemard Road. That's why our address is Guillemard Road. And we are in the middle of very big transformation, which in a while I'll share with you. Then from there, later on, we will go into details. Okay, Project IC, Phyllis will actually share with you a little bit on the breakdown of the units and all. But just giving you an idea. So there is also a now and then. So then 2014, what do you see around? There is still schools. There's a lot of reserve land, the yellow dot. There is the Singapore Sports Hub and also sub-regional center. Okay, we'll touch a little bit more. And of course, the residential institution. Okay, since last year we came up with the 2019 master plan. Can I just move around and see? Can you see some color changing? Right. So this is now. So we should be living in the present. Okay, now 2019. There is new changes to it. Again, our location didn't change. Obviously, the hawker center didn't change. Right. So the Old Airport Road, which is very iconic, all the nice food, your char kway teow, your prawn noodles, your fried, your banana fritters and all. So those are still there. But there is a change on the left side. So again, I'll flip. If you notice, the left side color coding changes. It changes to a commercial and institution. You say, what does this mean, Marcus? No problem. We will actually explore in difference. So the spot, that difference is actually this, that color changing code. Right? What does this mean? So now we will just bring you into a little bit further depth into what we are trying to explain to you. So Lorong 4 to Lorong 22, there is actually a rezoning plan. This rezoning plan, again, these are very technical. You may not understand. Let me just show you in simple English is. So I have all this article for you. If you are invited by any of our agents or if you are non-call, if you need the information, just speak to our taggers or our ICs. We'll be able to furnish with you all this information. This is the key thing I want to show you. So back then it was residential and institution. So you saw the 2014 master plan, right? It was a bit of orangey sort of color, right? that was because it was meant for residential and institution where you can have businesses. But the 2019 proved to you that this is the right time. I know a lot of you have heard a lot of story about Geylang and all, but when is the right time? Back then there was a lot of talk, but as we progress closer to this timeline, we are actually at a better position. You don't have to wait that long anymore. It becomes shorter and shorter because now we're at 2020, right? The 2019 master plan has now also proven that this is the changes where it becomes commercial and institution. So let's just explore this because this is very important. The light blue shading have changed, right? From orange to become a bit of turquoise color. Entertainment, recreation club, offices, banks, shops, purely commercial schools, restaurant, eateries. Is it similar to what happened in New York back then when they were having just wholesale businesses and other scenes, then eventually changed to a very hip area, very bold area, very trendy area over time. This is what is going to happen with this rezoning to commercial and institution. I just want you to focus, if you can see my screen, just focus to the right side under the remarks, which is very important, I feel, right? The last line, hotel use may be allowed, means subject to approval, right? But residential flats will not be permitted. I think that's a very strong word. What does this mean? Which means to say where NoMa is, we have a very good positioning in terms of demand and supply, because the businesses will need residential support, and this is where we come in, right? So the timing is everything. You have heard, I'm sure a lot of you have heard for many years about Geylang transformation, but just bear in mind, real estate agents, we are literally closer to this transformation. Okay, so a little bit of where we are. Again, if you are still not aware of, we will keep reinforcing where we are. So 331 Guillemard Road, this was an en bloc site, right? So they were landed properties. So basically our en bloc site, if you are able to go straight towards the Cassia link, you reach the old airport. Okay, can we walk? Yes, we also from here can walk to Dakota MRT station. The shortest cut is cutting through Jalan Dua. Okay, so we did a walk here. If we walk by the main road, it takes about 8 minutes. If you shorten by 1 minute, you may just walk down all the way hawker center side. Jalan Dua, you can actually cut through the HDB, right? And also to your right side, we are actually at the Park Place or Paya Lebar quarters. Please feel free to key in any enquiries in the chat. We have all the relevant people, even our taggers, all ready to help you to address any concerns you have. Okay, so we are at the sub-regional center of Paya Lebar. We are at the other side where you can go to Singapore Sports Hub. So the excitement is there. In fact, I personally feel is that today in the market, I think this is the most undervalued, knowing what is going to happen. It's really literally the most undervalued area considered we are at city fringe. Even a lot of mass market area are also priced a lot higher. So there is this demand there. Okay, just to share with you, there is upcoming there. Of course, you have eateries and all along the road. Later we'll share with you. There's very nice shops. Just like a couple of minutes walk, you can have some nice food, and there's a munch where they sell the traditional biscuit. You have your belacan fish. Then you have your Tanjong Rupao tuck shop and all. It's endless. That's all I can share with you. Okay, if you want to walk with me, just let me know. We can actually make an appointment there and I will show you around. So what has happened now? So not only we are just looking at the rezoning of the Lorong 2, right, or Lorong 4 to Lorong 22. We also have Kallang Alive. Have you heard of it? Of course, some of you all may have heard, but otherwise maybe something new to you. There are new implementation of enhancement to inject more vibrancy into this area. Okay, so there are endless articles. Speak to us privately. We'll be able to share with you. There are a lot more transformation in this area, which I want to highlight in a while. And okay, live, work, play. So how far are we? Maybe you want to ask. Literally, if you drive, we are like maybe 2 or 3 minutes away. That's how near we are from the sports hub, If you cycle, you probably will take about 10 minutes, 8 minutes to 10 minutes. But once you are there, you are in another zone, the healthy lifestyle, new sports hub, entertainment area and all. Very, very vibrant. We have yet to see the full transformation, and hence this is why we need to be able to, those who are doing projects, you know, we love to see such places. When there's no excitement, there is no opportunity. When we are first mover, when there's excitement, you know that things will come about. Your buyers will buy with ease. It's just a matter of time where they actually realize their profit or realize the potential in this area. So by 2025, that was the plan to have this Kallang, they call it Kallang Alive, right? Okay. How about Park Place or Paya Lebar Quarters? Have you all seen how good it is? We sold Paya Lebar Quarters. I remember from day one, we had a concept only. But today, when I go there, I love it. The place, literally, because it's Australian developer, you feel like you're in Australia also, because when you're at that open concept area, buying your coffee or taking an ice cream and all, sitting outside, the feel is really very nice. Okay, so it has enhanced Paya Lebar. Even how close are we? We are again smack just beside our sub-regional center, and sub-regional center has already enhanced with grade A officers and all. These are things that we also need to look at. Okay, I placed some hints there, but later I'll do a summary in terms of money. I want you to focus on the money part, because this is something that many agents may have missed out. Okay, what's the value behind all this that today we are sharing with you? Okay, notice 3.2 billion. So let's now go slightly deeper into where we are. Okay, so in this surrounding area, besides the changes between the where we mentioned about the commercial and institution, so this will be light blue. Okay, the turquoise color it changed. Next is this. At the sports hub itself, if you notice the purple lining along the Kallang River, these are cited to be already catered for hotels, and the land is quite big. So besides changing the rezoning, we are also looking at hotels upcoming here. It's matter of time, because under the master planning, they already cater and their land is. Then why is the hotel there? Maybe you should ask, right? So when hotels are there, definitely we know that there will be crowd, there will be entertainment, there will be excitement. Otherwise, the hotels will not be allocated for this area. And where some of the current show flat is, which is opposite Kallang MRT station, right? Some of the other show flats are, that area in particular is actually a white site. Sorry. So white site means what? White site thinks there will be more enhancement. Okay. And the light blue are commercial shops. So this is already catered. How near are we? Again, can see this is the distance that we are. We will literally be the residential supporting. Because of this rezoning, there will be lesser. There will be, again, I repeat, because of rezoning, we will have lesser residential but more commercial. How good is that? Next, on the other side, so we are in between. So we are like the residential support. So on one side will be your sports hub. On the other side is actually Paya Lebar Sub-Regional Center, which is the Paya Lebar quarters. Apart from that, there are also reserved lands to enhance. Okay, so now the factories and all have to go to prepare for new enhancement. We are not even, I don't even need to go too far. We are not even talking about the shifting of Paya Lebar Air Base. Can you all get where we're coming from? We are just literally in this area itself. There are so much things that is, and investment is in billion. Firstly, just literally the sports hub is already 1.33 billion. Just the sports hub, okay? Not including the additional Kallang Alive, where they will enhance with more entertainment and also the hotels upcoming. Just this alone. Just Singapore Sports Hub. Just Paya Lebar quarters, 3.2 billion. Agents, please notice, it's not million, it's billions. So much money have been placed into this area. And rezoning of the Lorong 4 to Lorong 22. What is upcoming? Can anybody guess? If you can place it in the chat, let's keep the chat more upcoming. We like you all to dabble into this. Okay, we're seeing some questions. We'll definitely handle some questions along the way. Okay, the loans, all these I will settle. Is a good news later. I'll share with you. But we go into this first. Let's just buy into this idea first. Why are we at city fringe and yet is the lowest and yet freehold, and yet you can get such affordability? Okay, so these are things. Are we now too late or too early? Maybe that's my question to you. Can anyone say, are we at this moment, if we enter into projects in this area, example NoMa, are we now entering too late or just nice? Let's keep this chat going. So are we too late or just nice, the timing? Because you can see more enhancement and things have already TOP'd like PLQ. The neighborhood. Okay, so now we zoom in a little bit more. The neighborhood itself, we have station, we have eateries, we have a hawker center, we have nice drinking area, we have Gonghua School, we have Geylang Methodist School. Both of them are mixed school and good schools. Primary schools as well. So in other words, even schools are within the vicinity, right? Apart from that, we have this ABC water at Geylang River. So it's a very nice park connector where you can enjoy lifestyle as well. Naturally, if you are using now this is already under shadow because you have a Singapore Sports Hub, which is so big, right? The Decathlon, besides the KFC and McDonald's, there is a very big store itself in the open air car park. So these are things that we need to know and accept. Okay, so definitely as agents, we always have to look at the point where help us, right? Because all of us here are agents. Just give you an idea. We need to present NoMa. Okay, please speak to our taggers and our ICs. Definitely we will be able to help you to present your client. Or if need to do Zoom, just let us know. Okay, we are presenting NoMa as Guillemard area. Please take note. We are at the Dakota and Guillemard area at this area besides the sports hub and besides the sub-regional center of Paya Lebar. That is exactly how NoMa should be branded. Because when you buy into the idea later, when videos go through, you will understand where I'm coming from. Right, so this is our address, 331, 333, 335. Right, we have fact sheets and all. Brochure is already e-brochure. I mean, it's already have to go too far literally because everything is there. This is your Old Airport Hawker Center. Okay, so the Tanjong Rhu Pao, you can see this is just minutes walk, tuck shop, and also the restaurant. What more you want? I think those who are there quite frequently, you know the eateries and there are also very endless. And this is where we want to put it across to you. NoMa itself, once we start sharing, in a while Phyllis will be sharing, you will understand that it actually not too bad, because number one, we are at this side of the road. Number two, there are schools within walking distance, there are eateries, there are a lot of potential, so much billions is being invested in this area, and we are at city fringe. So any price that is even lower than some of the mass market, right? This is a steal, is a must buy. The affordability is definitely there. All right, later on we'll touch a little bit on that. Okay, we don't have any firm hint from the developer yet, but we will touch on a little bit to give you an idea so that you can already do your reach out. Okay, we are very sure that probably our preview will be very soon. Right, so just take note.
What they call gentrification. It's a very big word, but it essentially means that it's making the neighborhood more upmarket and attract more affluent residents and businesses. So right now in NoMad in New York, it's actually a growing community of creative and tech firms, swanky bars and restaurants. So later on, you will find that there are some elements of this art being introduced in the development also. So we are at a place where renewal is almost inevitable. So NoMa Life, they actually mentioned that the savvy, the cosmopolitan, the investor. Why is that so? Because this is the representation of the kind of profiles that developer foresee staying in this development. All right, moving on to the we'll move on to the development. So it's a very interesting plot of land. We are actually on like a N letter, shaped like a letter N. So given these unique characteristics, right, the developer actually came up with 3 distinct blocks. One being the north block, East Block and the Western Block. So each having their own character and facade. But at the same time, it actually is interlinked at the rooftop deck. So which is interlinked at the rooftop deck by the lifestyle to create a community. So on the rooftop deck, you have your pool, your pits, your gym, and I want to highlight that there's this 12 meters art mural. So this is commissioned by local artists and trying to infuse the artistic aspect into the development. Okay, so there are only 50 units of freehold units available. So everything comes in, small quantity. So your buyer really have to jump on the opportunity if they find that this is the right product for them. All right, Marcus. Okay, one thing that a developer also painstakingly conceptualized is to have this unique identity for the residents. So they already come up with 3 designs of the key card for the residents to actually use it. So we do not know which blocks are using it yet, but definitely this is going to be identity that only residents here will have. Okay. All right. Okay. About this development, for the 3 blocks altogether, there are 50 units. 50 units of freehold units, and there are actually 40 car park lots available. 6 will be at the surface, and there will be 34 mechanical car park lots. One thing to also highlight is actually the maintenance. You realize that this is, considering the location, this is actually very affordable maintenance fees. Okay, this is the northern entrance. At the entrance, you see another mural that is also commissioned by the local artists. So each entrance and facade is actually uniquely different. So this is, the next one is the eastern entrance. And moving on, this will be the western entrance. Okay. So we have an infinity pool at the rooftop deck. The developer actually have the vision of creating a community who actually hangs out at the rooftop deck, enjoying the interaction, the kind of lifestyle that they envision for the millennials. So another thing is, for their barbecue pit is using charcoal, which is also a rarity in today's development. Okay, moving on. Okay, the gym is something, again, very modern. It's a calisthenics gym. So these days, the millennials, they do not go to gym and then use the big machines to do their workout. So instead, they go calisthenic, like your F45 kind of concept. Again, this kind of concept is allowing residents to hang out together, to just work out, make friends, chit chat, and stay fit at the same time. So it really ties in nicely with the Kallang Alive plan, because the whole plan is to make the area vibrant, rejuvenate, and make it a sustainable sports hub. So this, you realize that in the show flat itself, there are such elements being infused in the show flat design also. Okay, all right, so this is how the rooftop will look like. On level 6, it's actually accessible by all residents to enjoy the facilities. So on this right panel, that's the 12-meter mural. So this will be a statement, or rather a trendsetter in the entire location, because NoMa is the first that you will see such murals there. Okay, moving on. Okay, so moving on, right, this is important to take note. Our address is at Guillemard Road, but our ingress is actually from Lorong 28 Geylang. And then the egress will be to the service road through to Guillemard Road. And on your left is actually where the surface lots are, 6 surface lots. Okay. So that's the E-deck. You have a proper black pool, and your other facilities like your gym, your yoga deck, they're all here. Okay, in terms of the unit mix, you notice that most of them maximum is only 4 units per stack, which also means that it's really, on only the lucky few will be able to get the choice units that they want. So you have to really get your buyers down. Our taggers will be able to share why this is a value deal and why they have to make a decision as soon as they see this development. Look at the number of units; it's only that limited, and also a good size, good mix of size, from 38 square feet for a 1-bedder all the way to 1,300 plus for a 4-bedder. Okay. All right. So I want you to take note of the facade. Later on, you'll notice that the facade for Western Block, Eastern Block, and Northern Block, they are very, they all have their distinct identity. So this is the Western Block. Western Block, we actually starts from level 2 all the way to level 5. And it's a mixture of, it's predominantly 2-bedder. Okay. So for the Northern Block, we have a mixture of 2-bedder and 4-bedder. And you will be happy to know that there are 2 4-bedder units that comes with private lift, and another unit that comes with an air well. Okay, so coming to the Eastern Block, that one, this consists mainly of the 1-bedder units, also from level 2 to level 5. Sorry, earlier on, for the Northern Block, it's actually up to level 8. Level 2 all the way to level 8, right? Okay, now this is the layout for the show flat. It's a 2-bedder on stack 3. So the moment when we actually saw the show flat, we were quite wowed by it because there are some new elements that we haven't seen in some other developments. Okay, one key thing that is a unique angle of this show flat is actually having the glass sliding panels at bedroom 2. So this is something that offers that flexibility to a buyer, whether they wanted to use it as a Soho or a regular 2-bedroom. It's really up to them to how they want to use it. Like daytime can be office, nighttime can be a bedroom. So entirely up to them, and the flexibility is there. Another concept that they have is actually to make use of the walls, like the one beside the kitchen, near the corridor. Yes. So this wall, they actually made full use of it by hanging their bicycle there. Why bicycle? Kallang Alive actually plans to have the first velodrome in Singapore. So that is like a internal cycling track for the competitive cyclists. So they actually they make use of the walls, they hang bicycles there, or you can even do a cabinet there. And one good feature about this development is all units comes with a home shelter. So a lot of developments these days, buyers come, they say, no storeroom, nothing. So this is something that buyers will be delighted to have. Okay, moving on.
Maybe we can
the balcony.
Just to enhance more. If you notice the balcony, especially for B5 and B4, the type, there are screenings that is actually provided. Okay, so check out with us, because there are some variations there's some enhancement given to the units itself. So call our taggers, we will be able to highlight to you which are the units that actually have an additional enhancement for the unit itself. So the buyer can actually enjoy all this with no additional cost, basically.
Okay, so moving on, this is one of the 4-bedders layout. This is happens to be the one with that private lift lobby. You realize that the space is actually used quite effectively. Okay, so hang on a minute. Okay, the beauty about this layout is you actually have balconies in all the bedrooms. That's one. And then kitchen is almost enclosed. And you have a wide living and dining space that is separated. So a good thing to note is some of the walls you are able to remove, but that one do check with the taggers before committing. So people are asking, why is there no 3-bedder? when you look at the 4-bedder, you realize that there are actually some flexibility to actually convert this to a 3-bedder. So you can see that this is a very functional layout, and the bedrooms can actually fit a proper queen size bed, with the exception of one of the rooms which probably will fit a single bed more comfortably. Okay, so this will be one of the 1-bedder units. This is actually quite a nice layout. You have a kitchen tucked in at the corner and a very spacious bedroom with a proper size wardrobe as well, and comes with a balcony. So in terms of for investors or for a young millennial, this is something that will be comfortable and likely to be a very palatable entry price as well. Okay, so do take note that all our layouts here are very unique. We have about 9 to 10 layouts altogether. So it's something you really need to study with your tagger to understand what are the uniqueness of each layout.
So we'll keep you updated. So just to share a little bit more, in the surrounding area, I think the good comparable will be 99 years, right? So Park Place Residences, this is what they have already transacted, right? So these are transacted. So just keep that in mind, 99 years. Freehold new launch, maybe something closer to us. You may say, hey, better do comparable. Can. So at Guillemard itself, all right. So Arena, which is our project, have been doing very well recently. So the sales, they are heading towards the sell-out status. So you can also see what has been transacted, which means to say that the acceptance in the market is there. And that's the key. You need to be very confident about this, right? Before I share more, I want you to have this mentality of preparation or expectation that, number one, very likely NoMa, I don't have anything from the developer yet, but very likely NoMa, the quantum which we can focus on will be very, very affordable to many people who are looking at freehold and want an entry point project, which is at Guillemard Road, near to the station, near to the sports hub, near to sub-regional center, near to hawker center, near to food, and yet still enjoy such good price. I think that's the key thing that we're looking at. Okay, so next thing is that you may not know. Okay, so again, I want to share a little bit more. Dakota do have BTOs in the area upcoming, which is just directly like opposite. So if you notice, you can also see there are a lot of articles we can send to you. Don't worry, we're not going to dabble too much, but I just want to take your eyes into this, the BTO itself. Can we see the price excluding grant and including grant? They are at a whopping 523 from 523,000. We are at that area, exactly at the area, Dakota. It's just like your 2 minutes or so distance of walking, right? And yet the BTO prices are here. Can you relate? These BTOs prices usually is where it's all at the prime. These are the prime area type of HDB prices. So in the future, can anyone just guess how much after MOP will they be selling? There are good transactions here already that is happening in this Dakota area. But at how much will they be selling? Anyone who is the HDB experts, you can just throw in some of the prices. Thereafter, they have constructed, so you wait for 3 years, the BTOs. Thereafter, you stay for 5 years. What will they be selling at? So again, even the HDB itself is also looking into a future which they know is upcoming already. Hence why the prices are that they could easily sell at the 200 to 300 over 1,000 range, but they are not. So don't be surprised that when MOP easily they will be at close to about the 800 mark, or even if there's better transaction, even higher, right? When there's a value there, when there's more commercial, remember our rezoning, we go back to the same topic, the rezoning. When how about Kallang Alive, when there's more businesses, commercial and institution in that area, the next thing they need is a hierarchy need, is residential support, is residential. And when this happens, prices will all literally go up. So we are at this opportunity where we are, is because of maybe currently like the then stigma that is there. Again, I had this argument in a way with the bank's management team of DBS. I remember when I was asking her, hey, it doesn't make sense for banks not to approve the Geylang in a way, the Geylang district province, when it's so much undervalued because it's a city fringe and selling at such prices. So I say these are because end of the day, this is an old rule. Maybe I need to speak to the minister. This is a story just recently. Let me speak to the minister because they are still using the old school of then rules that the Geylang stigma is there. But if you look at the property prices and all, it doesn't make sense because we are so much lower than outside of core region. We are so much lower than the mass market, and yet we are freehold. And in time to come, when Paya Lebar airbase shift, you will see more and more high rise. But my hint to you is this: the high rise that is going to happen, chances will be more to the Lorong 4 to the 22 because they cater for the institution. So you will see the impact more. So it become like the current New York City, the NoMad itself, the district. There will probably go higher first because the residential need time. You need more en bloc, need more time so that you'll see higher rise. But it's in time to come. But the commercial is easy. So when they change that, what will happen in this area? The perception will change. There will be a new regulation and rule for sure. Because I mean, it's so much when we go research after research, oh, why is this place selling at this price? It's not that there's no value. You can already start seeing the